What if the final stage of life isn't as unpredictable as we think? Hospice nurses who spend years caring for patients in their final days often notice patterns, not exact timelines, not guarantees, but gentle signals the body gives when it's beginning to let go. Today, we're going to walk through 17 of those signs, so you can understand them, not fear them. Before we begin, it's important to say this clearly. Every person's journey is different. These signs don't follow a strict order, and not everyone will experience all of them. This video is not medical advice, but it is meant to help families recognize changes, reduce confusion, and approach this stage with more awareness and compassion. Let's begin. Point 1. Increasing fatigue and sleep. One of the earliest and most noticeable changes is a significant increase in sleep. Elderly individuals nearing the end of life may spend more time resting, sometimes sleeping most of the day. This isn't laziness or depression, it's the body conserving energy. As organ systems gradually slow down, even simple activities like sitting up or holding a conversation can feel exhausting. For families, this can be emotional, but often, this stage is peaceful for the person experiencing it. Point 2. Reduced appetite and thirst. Another common change is a decreased interest in food and water. This can be difficult to witness, especially in cultures where feeding someone is an act of love. However, the body at this stage no longer processes nutrients the same way. Forcing food or drink can sometimes cause discomfort. Hospice care typically focuses on comfort, offering small sips or favorite foods when desired, rather than pushing intake. Point 3. Withdrawal from social interaction. Many individuals begin to withdraw from conversations, visits, and social interaction. They may speak less, avoid eye contact, or seem uninterested in engaging. This is not rejection. It's often an inward shift. Some hospice nurses describe this as a natural transition, where the person begins focusing internally rather than externally. Point 4. Changes in breathing patterns. Breathing may become irregular, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, with pauses in between. This pattern, often called periodic breathing, can be unsettling to watch, but it's a known physiological change. In many cases, the person is not in distress even if it appears that way. Point 5. Increased confusion or disorientation. Cognitive changes are also common. A person may become confused about time, place, or even recognize familiar faces less consistently. They might speak about events or people that aren't physically present. Rather than correcting them, caregivers are often encouraged to respond calmly and provide reassurance. Point 6. Changes in skin color and temperature. As circulation slows, the skin, especially in the hands, feet, and legs, may become cooler to the touch. You might also notice bluish or mottled patterns. This is due to reduced blood flow and is a natural part of the body's process. Keeping the person warm and comfortable becomes the priority. Point 7. Decreased urine output. Kidney function gradually declines, which leads to less frequent urination. The urine may also appear darker. This is a reflection of the body slowing down, not necessarily something that needs aggressive treatment at this stage. Hospice care typically focuses on comfort rather than correction. Point 8. Restlessness or agitation. Some individuals experience periods of restlessness, moving frequently, pulling at sheets, or appearing uneasy. This can be caused by a variety of factors, including discomfort, changes in oxygen levels, or internal processes we don't fully understand. Calm reassurance, a gentle voice, and a quiet environment can often help. Point 9. Vision-like experiences. It's not uncommon for people nearing the end of life to speak about seeing loved ones who have already passed away. While this can be surprising, many hospice professionals view it as a natural experience, rather than something to fear. For families, responding with openness rather than dismissal can provide comfort. Point 10. Decreased blood pressure. Blood pressure often drops as the heart becomes less efficient. This contributes to fatigue, dizziness, and the overall slowing down of the body's systems. At this stage, the focus is typically on comfort rather than trying to normalize these readings. Point 11. Loss of interest in surroundings. Television, conversations, and even favorite activities may no longer hold attention. This isn't sadness. It's often part of the natural transition. The person may prefer silence or minimal stimulation. Being present quietly can sometimes mean more than words. Point 12. Difficulty swallowing. Swallowing can become more challenging due to muscle weakness. This increases the risk of choking or discomfort when eating or drinking. Caregivers are often advised to provide soft foods, small sips, or simply focus on mouth care to maintain comfort. Point 13. Changes in heart rate. The heart rate may become irregular, either faster or slower than usual. This reflects the body's declining ability to regulate itself. Again, while it may seem alarming, it is a known part of the process in many cases. Point 14. Extended periods of unresponsiveness. In the final stage, a person may become unresponsive for longer periods. They may no longer react to voices or touch in obvious ways. However, some research suggests that hearing could remain one of the last senses to fade. That's why many caregivers continue to speak softly, offering comfort even if there's no visible response. Point 15. Subtle changes in hearing and awareness. Even when someone appears completely unresponsive, there are indications that hearing may still be present to some degree. Hospice professionals often encourage families to continue speaking in a calm, reassuring tone, sharing memories, offering comfort, or simply being there through words. Interestingly, some patients have later recalled hearing voices or feeling a presence, even when they couldn't respond physically. This suggests that awareness doesn't always disappear all at once. It can fade gradually, layer by layer. Because of this, the environment around the person matters. Gentle sounds, familiar voices, and a peaceful atmosphere can contribute to a more comforting experience during this stage. Point 16. Changes in body odor and metabolism. As the body's systems begin to slow down, metabolism changes, and sometimes this can lead to subtle shifts in body odor. This isn't widely talked about, but hospice caregivers are familiar with it. It's not about hygiene. Rather, it reflects internal chemical changes as organs function differently. For families, this can be confusing or even concerning at first. But understanding that it's a natural process, not something that needs to be fixed, can help reduce unnecessary worry. Maintaining cleanliness and comfort remains important, but the focus stays on dignity and ease, not perfection. Point 17. Moments of unexpected clarity, the rally. One of the most surprising experiences reported by hospice nurses is what's sometimes called a final rally. After a period of decline, the person may suddenly appear more alert, talking clearly, recognizing loved ones, even asking for food or engaging in conversation. This moment can feel hopeful, and families may believe recovery is happening. But in many cases, it's a temporary surge of energy before the final stage. Understanding this can help families appreciate the moment for what it is, a meaningful opportunity to connect, express love, and say things that matter, without misunderstanding it as a full recovery. These signs aren't exact predictions. They're simply part of a natural process many people go through. Understanding them can help you respond with more calm, patience, and compassion. In the end, what matters most isn't what you do, but that you're there.